Knock at the Cabin. It's the newest Shyamalan movie, and oh baby, was I hyped and was I nervous? I have so many emotions, surrounding Shyamalan. How does someone who makes The Sixth Sense also make Avatar: The Last Airbender? I don't get it, but hey. Now I know that Shyamalan hasn't had the best of track records recently. But this time around, I think we may have got a good one. At least in comparison to his previous couple movies. I mean, did you see Old? Good lord. This one definitely has a lot more emotion and character and storytelling than the last ones did. I actually cared about the characters in this one, which was really nice. It was a lot better than the last one. I know how many of you watched Old and was like, what is this? But I went into this movie being like, oh frick, I hope this isn't just another Old. But then I walked in, saw the movie, and I walked out and I was like, it's pretty good. Now let me give those of you who haven't seen the movie and don't really plan on seeing it a quick little rundown of what happens in the movie. Oh, spoilers obviously. The story follows the vacationing family of Wen, Eric, and Andrew at a remote cabin in rural Pennsylvania, where they are approached by a group of 4 strangers who claim that they have been driven by visions and an unknown force to find the family. The group foresees an impending apocalypse, and the only way to prevent it is for the family to sacrifice one of their own. When the family refuses to make a choice, the visitors begin to sacrifice themselves. Andrew suspects that the attack is motivated by hatred and delusion, and he tries to prove that their intruders aren't telling the truth. As the family continues to refuse to engage with the situation, the intruders keep sacrificing themselves. Each time turning on the TV to reveal more and more things going wrong around the earth. Eric, recognizing some truthfulness of the situation, offers himself as the sacrifice to save his family, and Andrew is forced to kill him to prevent the end of the world. And in the end, Andrew and Wen drive away from the burning cabin, returning to the world as it was before. Yeah. This movie's pretty wild. Pretty crazy, let me tell you. Now, one of the things I really like the most about this movie is the premise and how the movie is able to show off. Because it's a very simple premise. A family must choose to sacrifice one of their own in order to save the world, It's a very simple premise, but the way that they do it, how Shyamalan goes about telling the story of this family and their love for one another is really, really good. I really, really like that part of the movie. The concept does require a little bit of suspension of disbelief, but I never found it to be a super big problem. At least not until the ending, but I'll get there. Don't worry. One thing I really wasn't expecting though was there really isn't that typical Shyamalan twist at the end. The movie really builds itself as if it's got this ambiguity to it, maybe the people are lying and none of what they're doing is actually causing the apocalypse, Because some of the examples that they give in the movie is very the first ones, they say no, then they sacrifice a guy. R.I.P. Ron Weasley.
Keep looking at me, okay? This isn't real.
They then go and turn on the TV, and the first thing is oh no, an earthquake that happened, 4 hours earlier. And so you're kind of well, maybe it's not totally, legit. And then they say no again the next day, and then they sacrifice another person again, and they turn on the TV and they're like, oh no, global pandemic, it's dangerous. And so you're kind of I don't know about this. Maybe they're lying and maybe they're just really good at it and they're being really freaky. And then they say no a third time. The intruders sacrifice another one of themselves, turn on the TV, and what do you know? There's planes falling out of the sky. And instantly, thousands of planes are dropping, just falling, onto the earth, as if a big EMP just went off and, wiped out all of the electronics in the airplanes. And at that moment, you're oh, okay, it's real. But not in, a good way. You're oh, man, so it is real, During this kind of final part of the movie, Eric starts being yo, I'm in. I kind of believe, because he like sees this like vision, but we don't get to see what he sees. He just tells us like, yeah, I saw a dude. And we're all like, okay, weirdo, you know, like, sure, whatever you say, bro. Andrew's being like a jerk, understandably so, you know, like, why would you ever want to believe this kind of thing? But at the point that they are in the movie, it's like so blatantly obvious that it's true and that it is happening and that they do need to sacrifice somebody in order to like save the planet, that you're kind of like, all the tension goes out the window. Now they have to sacrifice somebody. And when they do, the whole world is going to go, you know, everything's going to go back to the way it was before. They do that. Andrew kills Eric. Spoilers, by the way. Yeah, he kills him. And then he goes and like gets his daughter, and then they drive to a diner, and then it's the most funny scene in the whole movie. They go into the diner, and there's a whole bunch of people watching TV, and then the person on the TV is like, "This just in, all of the planes that were crashing are now flying again. Breaking news, we just solved and cured the pandemic in 10 minutes. Like, you wouldn't believe it. Also, that earthquake that killed thousands of people, yeah, it subsided. There's no more aftershocks." And everyone in the diner, they're like, "Oh, thank you. Wow, like, this is amazing." And you're just sitting there like, okay, cool, like, whatever, man. Ah, man, it would have just had a little bit more oomph, a little bit more of that thing, you know? If they killed Eric, and then they drove into town, and then they go back out to like the real world, and then they turn on the news and nothing is happening. All of what they saw on the TV was all fake. It was all manufactured by that group. That would have been good. I would have been like, oh, then they killed him for nothing. And that would have been a great way to end that movie. But they didn't have the balls to do it. Listen, you can hire me as a writer. I work 9 to 5, 3 days a week. Anyway, overall, I thought it was pretty good. At least the first like hour and 20 minutes, I was like really hooked in, because up until up until like the plane part, you're kind of like, I don't know if this is like legit, but maybe it is, you know? And that's the part that they should have maintained throughout the whole movie, but they just didn't. And it sucks. So it goes from being really good to the ending just being really like mediocre. And that kind of sucks, but overall, I thought it was pretty decent. Knock at the Cabin, it's just one of those movies that you see it once, you go in, watch the movie, you come out and you're like, that was decent. That was a good movie. It was decent, right? Yeah, it's good. And then 7 years go by. You don't talk about it. You don't see it. You don't do anything with this movie. Then you're sitting back on the couch, scrolling through your thing. You know, you're clicking your remote. Hey, honey, what do you want to watch? I don't know. Okay, well, hold on. Knock at the Cabin. Oh, hey, isn't that the M. Night Shyamalan movie that we saw like 8 years ago? I don't really remember how that movie. You want to watch that movie? Yeah, let's watch that movie. Okay, let's watch that movie. And then you put it on, and you sit through the movie, and you watch it, and you get finished, and you sit back, and you think, that was a pretty good movie. It was decent. It was pretty good. I thought it was all right. That was good. Yeah, you know, one of his better ones, you know, at least. It's better than Old, you know. You remember that movie? Whew, that one was rough. That's the kind of movie this movie is. Anyways, thanks for watching my quick little review. I didn't have a lot of time this week because I'm going to be busy and I'm leaving. I'm going to go shoot a commercial. I thought I'd just do something quick, you know, while I was here, while I had some time. And I thought this movie would be a great, you know, little video that I could do. And I'd love to do very similar types of videos, like just quick little reviews, maybe once every 2 weeks or something like that, of new movies that come out. If there are any specific movies that you want me to go and watch and review like this, just let me know and I'll do it, okay? Cocaine Bear, I'm considering it, all right? A lot of my friends said it was really bad, and a lot of people said it was really good. So, hey, those are the movies that I like the most, okay? Because I got to go see them, and then I got to judge. I can be like, which side was right? Oh, but because this video was a little bit quicker, my next one's going to be really good. You better wait. You better stick around for that one. Trust me, it's going to be good. Anyways, if you like this kind of content, why don't you subscribe? It's okay. I'll wait. Go ahead. Just click the little button. It's okay. It's right down there. You got it. I know you can do it. All right. Just take a little mouse, move it up, click the button. Oh, great. Thanks. Oh, feel free to leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of this movie. If you hate it, if you loved it, or just, you know, let me know what you think. I'm very curious because I had a lot of mixed feelings about it, but yeah, just let me know. Oh, if you want to support the channel, go check me out on Patreon. I just set it up. There's not a lot on there yet, but I'd love to start putting out some exclusive stuff on there. So go take a look if you want to support me. You want to support the channel. I love making content. I want to make more. You know what to do if you want to, go check it out. Oh yeah, don't forget to follow me on Twitter if you want updates. Or check the community page. I'm always posting. Anyways, thanks for watching. My name is Matt, and this is Understanding Cinema. Peace!